my 2004 Honda. I done had about 5 coffees, I drink that shit like it's water. You can see it in my eyes, I ain't been sleeping for nada. Floating high off potent, feet won't touch the floor like a slaughter. I pick these flowers for your bitch, I hear she's quick to impress. Spend some change to change her attitude, she's quick to impress. Apologize, no compromises, ride or die and no less. Somehow these lames all miss the message. Blessings, wish y'all the best. I'm only fucking with commas, ain't in no races, just me and my day to day. I don't want none of your drama. Born alone, die alone, and everything is everything.
That music right there is Onodera, who is in, I should say studio, but really this is a patio. In patio with us at the Space Between podcast. I am Pat Shand.
I'm Amy Shand. Very exciting, yeah.
And welcome.
Big Ono.
Hey, what's going on, man?
So glad to have you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Totally.
You know what? I've wanted to have you here for a long time. You know,
Yeah.
I think we first heard you live, what was it, like 2 years ago or so?
Yeah, it's been that long.
Probably at the Muse, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And you sent me so long ago.
Death Threats.
Yeah. That was that your first or second album or mixtape or what?
I don't even remember. I've done a lot of music, so there's a whole catalog of shit it could have been.
Yeah. But yeah, I was impressed because you're both a musical artist and a traditional illustrator artist as well, right?
Yeah, I love me some comic books, and I've been drawing for most of my life. Longer than I've been making music.
Really?
Yeah,
definitely. So, wait, when did you start making music then?
I started when I was like 16 as like a singer-songwriter with a guitar. So I did that until I was like about 20, 21.
Okay.
And then around 25, I was just like, I got less sad. It's hard to keep up that singer-songwriter shit when, I was like really into punk rock and shit. I was angry or I was sad. That was the whole vibe of my music.
Okay.
And in my writing. And then as you grow and you mature, you're just like, you're less angry at the world. You're more willing to accept the sadder parts of it, but I still had like a rhythm to me that I wanted to kind of get out and shit to write about, right?
Right.
So I just kind of transitioned into hip-hop, which I felt was a genre that better fit, some more average moods. Maybe average is not the right word. But, some less like yin or yang, more fucking gray area shit,
Yeah.
So that's
And you
that's
could have
kind
like
of
a bit more fun too.
Yeah, even that song you played, Easy Does It, it's a bit more, it's got some little bars in there that are reminiscent of like my big, human condition or whatever. But, I drink that, I had about 5 coffees, I drink that shit like it's water.
Like
I
it's
love
water,
that
man.
I was just like
line,
talking my dumb shit,
Yeah.
So you can have a lot of fun with hip-hop,
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I noticed in your album, we are talking about the most recent one, Business Casual. It's experimental to a point where, it surprised me in a great way. It's you have certain tracks. There's that one track. I forgot the name. But it's like straight up rock.
Oh yeah,
almost.
It's a punk rock song.
Is it the possum one?
Playing Possum.
Playing Possum, yeah.
I liked that one because it had a little bit, because I loved it because it kind of reminded me of like The Strokes or something.
Okay.
In a way. And I love the words to it. And I was wondering why you named it that.
I don't even know. I wish I had like a meaningful or artsy answer.
Yeah.
Just like, what does playing possum mean? It's just pretending to be dead until like this predator just fucking goes away. And not to delve too deep into what I've been going through, but it's obviously a relationship song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The first line is please don't tell me you love me. Especially if you don't. So like, kind of. I think I usually come up with the titles of the songs after I fucking finish it. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of made sense to me. It's playing possum, just playing dead. Anything to get this predator away from from me.
I think it's a great answer. That's pretty artsy as fuck.
Yeah, fuck that.
Accidentally artsy.
I relate to that on 2 levels. The first level being exactly what you said. I've been in relationships like that where I do feel that I kind of like I just accept what it is and just like kind of dead my emotions.
You're saying the subs right now?
No.
I know exactly what he's talking
Yeah, just
about.
ride that shit out, you know?
Stuck.
But on the other hand, dude, have you ever actually had an encounter with any nocturnal wildlife out here? 'Cause, dude, Long Island is kind of like lit as far as it comes with the
Raccoon,
nocturnal
possum.
animals, you know?
I've swerved around a lot of opossums.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you threw the O in there, dude. Yeah.
That's technically what
that's
it's
the
supposed
science.
to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never in person though. I don't touch them.
I used to have 2 opossums.
Is that legal?
It was. I don't know. I was living in San Diego, but what happened was someone found them on the side of the road with their dead mama, and they were really small.
Oh.
So what we did was raise them until we could release them, and then we.
That
put
sounds a
them back
bit
in the
more
wild.
legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was with this dude who was, he had any kind of animal that you can imagine.
Yeah.
He,
We had rattlesnakes.
dude,
Not legal.
imagine having a fucking rattlesnake.
An albino one.
But as far as possums go, I was a kid actually living here, and it was in this very room that I looked out and I saw my dog at the time, Lacey. She was this German Shepherd Rottweiler, right? She had a possum in her mouth, and she was doing the rah shit, you know? She was just shaking it to death. And then my dad came out, running out, and scared the possum away from her because he was scared that it was going to bite her, you know, and you know, rabies her up.
Aren't they like the anti-rabies nightlife preacher?
Oh, dude, I don't
Really?
know. I mean, I would assume.
I hear a lot of shit like that where it's like, you know, people post memes or like informative memes
Yeah.
because this shit's getting real meta nowadays. But like
Yeah.
informative memes of like, oh, opossums are our friend. They eat the ticks and
Like
know,
how those long-legged spiders eat mosquitoes and stuff, but
shit
still
like that.
when I see
yeah.
that I'm like,
I thought they were like anti-rabies. I don't know.
You know, dude, no, they could
It's
be.
a safe assumption to be like, don't let that fucking thing
That's
bite
what I'm
our
saying.
dog. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
totally.
Yeah, you know, it could be, but at the time, you know, we had some possum prejudice, dude. You know, like
It's a possum prejudice.
we just had our assumptions. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I
So
fucking hate
The
me a
possum
possum.
prejudice is still rampant.
Possum
You know?
moved into our neighborhood, dog. It's
fucked it up.
all gone to shit.
Like 3 days later, right? There must have been a second encounter between the I feel kind of like nervous saying possum now. That OP, right? It's
their word, bro. You can't.
And my dog, because my dad and I were going out to go in the pool. We had this like little super small
Like above ground.
above ground pool,
yeah.
right? And I was walking up to
A
it.
little soup bowl.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to be a little Karen there, you know?
Yeah.
And when I was walking, I suddenly felt flesh under my foot, dude.
Flesh.
And it was the dead body of that possum, dude.
That possum?
Because the dog
mean-
probably messed it up so bad that it ran off a
Yeah.
little bit
Well-
and then just died.
Right. Well, that possum, or like maybe that possum's like girlfriend
Maybe it fucking drowned.
came through to. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Clearly it drowned. I mean.
No, it was out of the pool. It was on the way to the pool.
Oh.
Yeah, I was walking up the walkway, and it was just laid the fuck out, you know?
That's kind of.
R.I.P.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, the old possum.
I always find frogs in our pool in the summertime. It sucks.
That are dead?
Yeah, they're just floating dead.
Man,
Or I
frogs
try to
are
save
weird.
them all the time.
Frogs are like snake hamsters.
They are.
You know? Little slimy things.
They're
They
kinda
really are
beautiful,
like
though.
snake
They're
hamsters.
really cute. I
That's
wouldn't.
gene.
I don't want to touch
A kid
them.
at work, a new guy I met at my new job, he actually breeds like exotic and frogs that are that are like endangered in the area.
Yeah.
He'll breed them and like reestablish their population and redistribute them.
It's pretty nice of
That's
him.
Vinny at work.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Would you
It's like playing God. I don't like that.
Yeah, but it's also sciencey. Like he's helping
No,
the
it's
environment.
cool.
You
I'm just
know.
being a hater.
Are there any animals that you wouldn't hold in your hand for like $1,000?
1,000?
Yeah, dude.
Like a tarantula.
No, I'll hold a tarantula for 1,000.
You're not like scared of spiders like that.
Are we barring like animals that like could kill me? Like poisonous, small enough to hold in my hand, but
Like
Yeah, no death. You know.
all right.
no death.
How about death for $10,000?
Yeah, be more specific,
Nah,
True.
not death for 10,000.
Yeah, that's so cheap. Are you kidding me?
How much would you have to?
That's
be
how much
paid?
it costs to kill someone on the
Dark web?
Dark web, the deep web.
10,000?
About 10K, yeah.
I'm upset. You know.
upset.
I've been watching like YouTube videos about that because it interests me.
Everyone has it.
Yeah,
they get like
'cause
a
it's
million
like-
views, man.
I know. Well,
Secrets of the dark web.
yeah,
Top 10
because I
secrets.
never want to actually look into it. I just want to watch the
Yeah.
YouTube videos about
I
it.
futzed around a bit on that little
Some
Tor
people will
browser.
be called
Onion.
on their phone.
Wait, the
and
what
stuff.
browser?
It's called Tor.
Tor. What's that?
I don't really know. I'm not like a big dark web kind of guy.
Yeah.
But you know, to access it, one of the ways is this browser you download called Tor.
Yeah, you have to get a
Little
different
onions
browser.
and fucking I don't know. You know, I was just copy and pasting links from 4chan onto the Tor browser and checking it
Yo,
out.
I
So I
was
didn't find
shook.
nothing dark.
That's
I was just
scary.
like, ooh, I'm in the dark web.
Right,
you know,
right.
and I never went back because I'm like, I'm not going to order a hit or a prostitute.
No. I mean,
Right.
I'll be scared because I honestly, things that I see on WorldStar, right? It stays in my soul a little bit, you know. Like I remember this one video. It was
You
a
would
video.
not handle anything.
No. There was a video of a cab driver getting shot, and you know, I watched it when I was young, and then I clicked thinking, "There's no way we'll actually see this guy die. This is WorldStar hip hop, you know."
Oh, dude, they have people dying all the
Oh,
time.
I learned my
It's
lesson,
wild.
you know. I learned my lesson because it's
How recent was this?
years ago.
Years ago? Okay.
Like now, I mean, now I know what not to click. There are a few
Yeah.
things that I'll click now where I'm like,
Like
you know,
that.
I shouldn't have watched it, but it's not in me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that Netflix documentary that came out recently,
Don't fuck with cats.
Did you
I
watch
haven't
that?
watched that yet, just because like I know the story,
Yeah.
but
I
also
had no
like
idea.
I don't want to see a cat get fucking.
We didn't either. They
Yeah,
showed a lot
yeah.
of stuff.
They showed more.
I
ones
just
than
am
they
really
showed.
into
Yeah,
true
yeah.
crime and stuff, so I was like, oh, what's this? You know?
Yeah,
and I'm
especially
like, oh,
since I already know the story, it's like I don't think I need to go down this.
if
route.
you know it, there's really no.
It's like what was that video? One man, one ice pick, some shit like that.
Yeah, he had all those titles.
That's
like
that dude,
same
right?
kind of
I remember
thing.
that from back in the day. I used to watch like a lot of gore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to seek it out. I have no problem watching a cab driver get shot. Not like morally.
But like
it's
you're,
fucked up.
but like you're
I'm so
desensitized to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could take it.
Yeah, I used to go like when I was in middle school. I used to go on this one website called bog.com.
BOG.
B-O-G.
Okay.
And it actually got shut down by the FBI because apparently some users were posting OC on a gore website,
What's OC?
What's that?
original content.
Okay.
Oh.
Like I took this photo. You know what
Oh.
I'm saying? And one day I tried to log into Bog because it was honestly it sounds fucked up, but the comments were fucking hilarious. There was a lot of long running
Some
jokes.
people are dark humor, you know,
Bro,
like
I mean, I wasn't before that, but I became dark humor after it.
Yeah.
Like there was this running joke I remember, and I still notice it to this day. If you ever see like a photo of a car accident,
Yeah.
only one shoe's off, the other shoe's still on. And every time, like it was just such a little shit like that would charm me so
so now you're like
much.
tracking it.
Yeah,
like,
and to this day, like every time I see like a photo or a video of a car accident, motherfuckers only lost
Wild, I'm
one
gonna
shoe.
think about that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like some kind of physics shit. It's
I'm
crazy.
gonna think about that.
But yeah, it got shut down because somebody was posting that with C.
Damn.
And like one day I tried to go to it and I got that little FBI sticker. Like this
Fuck,
domain has been seized.
That's self-made gore, dude.
Yeah,
That's scary.
it's
Crazy stuff.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is pretty scary if you think about it.
Yeah, like these are just. I mean, are people doing it to themselves or just straight murderers? Do you think?
I don't even know if it necessarily has to be a murder. You could be a what's those people that like dress up the bodies?
Oh, a coroner.
There's another position.
Mortician?
Mortician or coroner, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Or you could like, kind of like the animal shit.
Yeah.
Little gray area there where people are I mean not necessarily gray but like but I guess what I'm trying to say is more accessible gore and more easily hidden gore
Right.
that you can make yourself. So there's a lot of different ways. I never got the details. I just know that place was seized, and I remember reading up on the drama on the forums before.
Yeah.
And I came back like 2 days later, it was gone.
That's scary.
Wow.
That's scary.
That's
as
interesting
fuck,
to
dude.
think that like back in the day you were into that because me,
Oh, yeah.
I read forums and go on true crime and like unsolved murder cases and stuff like that all the time, but it's more recent for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I saw this Don't Fuck With Cats, it's something I had never heard of before, and I watched it and I was like, holy fucking shit. Like,
4chan
it's still
raised
fresh to me.
4chan's why I also like comics. They used to do story times on the comics and cartoons board, which is basically someone posting the entirety of a story. Story time. I would sit there and I would just find a story down to follow up on some kind of X-Men story, whatever the fuck. And those are the first comics I was really reading before I bought anything. 4chan.
I was scared of 4chan growing up too, dude. Yeah, I was. I heard about this one guy, a friend of a friend artist who, he had gotten into a situation where he was being harassed. Either he was posting on 4chan or he got targeted by some guys from there, and it just stuck with me. And I never I just never really delved into that. Yeah.
I'd have to know the details to really
Be scared of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because maybe like was he posting?
He could have been.
That's
dude.
like why
I'm
I
a
don't
hard
go on-
lurker. I don't post.
I'll tell you who he
Hard
is
lurker.
later on.
Yeah, I've lurked for decades.
Yeah, off camera. I'll
Maybe
tell
not decades.
But,
Okay,
like-
yeah, let me know.
There's this one. That's why like I wouldn't even try to like fucks with it or try to figure it out because like I watched this video on YouTube about this girl that was like looking at links on the dark web and whatever and clicked one and was staring at a wall and then this guy appeared out of the wall and started like talking to her and stuff and then called her on the phone.
Like
got her
It does
information.
sound really spooky, but I think a lot of those dark web videos are better.
To scare you?
They're better described as spooky stories to fall asleep to than they are like actual recountings of what the fuck happened.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, wait. So,
Like the Red Room shit. All right.
wait, hold on. What's that?
I think the Red Room is, people who pay a fee to join a room and watch somebody get murdered and tortured.
Oh, bro.
Which maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But
Yeah.
like
I've
the
heard
stories you see on YouTube, I think are dressed up for the purpose of being scary rather than like being informative.
It's a genre.
Right.
Yeah, dark web spooky stories is
Yeah.
its own fucking YouTube genre.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you see when you went on the dark web?
Nothing crazy, I think I've browsed like a really early version of the Silk Road, and it's like it's exactly what you thought it was. It's like Amazon for fucked up shit. And
The Silk Road.
Silk Road.
I've only heard of the Sylph Road. You know what that shit is?
The Silk Road?
Yeah.
No, what is that?
It's some Pokemon Go researchers.
Oh my god,
Oh.
you're sick.
Yeah,
of
man.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's funny. That's a good little pun.
Yeah, it's different though, probably.
It's too close.
Silk Road was like people would use that to sell drugs in mass, like fake IDs, maybe some
Oh.
weapons and shit like that.
Okay.
And there was this whole big court case about it. I'm kind of I don't have all the information on it, because I read it like years ago.
Right.
But yeah, basically the guy who ran the Silk Road was living in New York and he got busted, and they took down the website only for like 5 other new Silk Roads to pop up in its wake, because you can't really stomp out that fire, but there was like this big moral conundrum over like how much time he should get, because like he wasn't selling drugs, but he also like had ordered hits on people. That's how I know.
Oh, damn.
That's kind of how because he's doing some illegal shit and
Yeah.
he's got people vested in this. So, but that's how I found out how much it cost to kill someone, because like they released his emails and shit.
Yeah.
And this guy is like, he is the dark web dude.
Dude, you're like a hardcore investigator online. You're like looking at all that stuff.
I don't know dick. You know
That's
what
so
I'm saying?
funny.
I don't know nothing.
No, that's cool though, because that's like totally.
I know enough
fun.
to talk about it briefly. I don't know enough to like, don't take my word for it. Do your own Googles.
Oh, for sure. But
Yeah.
that's cool though. That's
Yeah.
that's something you're interested in
I
because
love
me
the
too.
internet. Yeah.
And I do want to get back to a certain piece of your album. There was a line that stuck out to me so hard because there was a topic in general I wanted to broach with you, because we've done a lot of reactions on YouTube, and I've noticed in that community, the YouTube community is obsessed with the idea that like traditional old school Eminem style lyricism where every single syllable rhymes and pretty much you sound just like Eminem.
Yeah.
They only want Eminem pretty much. That is their ideal, and anything else is quote unquote mumble rap. And I hate that shit, dude. Like we everything that we would react to that wasn't what they would say is lyrical and really mean Eminem inspired, like Hobson or NF.
Yeah.
Those are the shits that we would get great views on.
Gotta say, I love Hobson though.
Oh, I do too, But
I'm not a huge Hobson fan.
No, but I want to hear. I'm interested in your.
yeah, but like we wanted to do modern stuff too, and I found that what they would call mumble rap, I would more think that this is an artist who's exploring different flows and different melodies, and that.
Can you think of a particular artist where like these folks described that as mumble rap and you disagreed?
Oh yeah, let me think. Honestly, fucking the baby, like
Baby's not mumble rap.
I know.
dude.
You know what
I
the
know.
problem with the baby is though? I mean, not that it's a problem. The man's doing very well.
Yeah.
But I think the perceived problem with the baby is he has really one flow.
Yeah. He has one flow on his famous stuff, but if you also look back to his older stuff too, he was doing more traditional flows too. You know, like he has like his the baby flow that he's branded.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
yep,
It's
exactly.
easy. It's easy to like bump to, you know.
But like even with that one fucking flow, like a lot of people just have one flow and they're not as faulted. It's just because he's new. A and B, he's rapping.
Oh, for
he
sure.
He is kicking some shit. And
Yep.
you can understand what he's saying. That's not mumble rap at all.
100% agree. Like, dude, like, I would compare him to a guy like Jadakiss. Like, Jadakiss does have one flow. But
kind of his New York branded standardized
exactly,
flow.
but it's his flow. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And no one would say he isn't lyrical. But because
you'd be crazy.
these new rappers, people just I think it's people who grew up on a certain kind of rap getting old.
It's
right?
elitism, man.
Do you like
It's 100%
Token?
elitism.
Token's a white kid, right?
Yeah, and he actually does remind me of Eminem, but I really like his music.
You know, I actually don't really. I try not to hate on anyone.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's no such thing as bad music. It's
Right.
something I always say. There's just music that's not for me.
Yeah.
So, and I acknowledge him as really talented, but like I don't really like that.
You have different
Wordy
styles.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know?
definitely.
Rapping
I like
like
less
your
words,
album
more
because-
substance.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like people trying to outsmart me with like music theory when they're rapping.
Yeah.
Like Eminem is he's so important because he I mean in terms of technical ability, fucking amazing. Probably one of the best that ever did it. But then, you know, you have a Kendrick that came along and took that technical ability and made it like I don't want to just reduce it to him being crazy and white and wanting to rape his mom in the song. Or
Yeah,
something,
no,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah.
But like Kendrick took that same technical ability and put it in a way that was not only like technically amazing, but like relatable, culturally and emotionally. You know.
Just a little bit more like mature, I guess. Just
like To Pimp a Butterfly is like, I'm gonna die with that album. You know what I mean? Like, what a fucking masterwork.
Yeah.
And like, I think that technical ability shit is cool, but for me, like my favorite artists, their output is wrapped up in their own fucked up vulnerability. And I don't think, I mean, obviously what Eminem was rapping about was very vulnerable, but the way, you know, he puts it out there in such a form that I find it hard to digest. Whereas Kendrick, he put it out there in a form that I found really fucking relatable.
Yeah.
You know? And,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's just that simple.
it's true. Like not a lot of people can really or should really relate to the what was going on in like his music back in the day. You know what I mean? It's very
Really,
dark.
like
It's
Killing
very
Kim
angsty
and shit.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
it's
it's a bop.
dark web-esque,
Yeah.
if
You
you
know?
will. Yeah.
Like even role playing Stan, like it was such a cool story, but I don't know how relatable. Also, I don't know how technical that song was. I think that song was really about the story aspect.
Yes,
of it.
Stan was pulled back, and I feel like he used to pull back more. You know, he used to. I feel like when he has something to say, he gets less technical and puts more content into it.
Yeah.
But that I think the period from probably around Relapse to right before this last album, he was just technical.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, like that rap god flow.
Yeah.
It's just that's what it feels like listening to Eminem now. It's just like it's all technicality and like he will sound corny for the sake of like having a complicated rhyme scheme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that's not where my priorities lie as a listener.
Yeah.
I just like heart, you know.
And I feel that in your album, and I really you know, that line that you have that there are people out there who hate rap but love Slim Shady. That really stood out to me because I feel like as far as the people who have been watching our reactions, it is people who I feel see rap in a very limited way, you know?
Well, you know, Slim Shady, he came out and he, I mean, no diss to Eminem. You know, who the fuck am I, first off? Second off, like, the dude is so well respected for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm an Eminem fan. But the fact of the matter is, like, he came in and he made it digestible for a certain crowd, you know?
Right.
And they ate it up. And now that certain crowd kind of got indoctrinated into, like, that next generation of hip-hop.
Yeah.
And they, you know, their idea of what hip hop is so engrossed in what Eminem represents to them that I think it skews their vision on what like all of hip hop really is. Hip hop can be really fucking dumb. Look at Biz Markie, one of my favorites of all time.
Oh yeah,
big dumb idiot, fat on the stage.
Yep.
Rapping about picking boogers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not all like this fucking vulnerable, intense, mixed with a little bit of rock energy. Like it's not all technical. Some of it's just fucking dumb and fun.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the shit I really love. I love dumb and fun stuff. I don't like how smart I am, toot my own horn, how like smart I write. I'm trying to write dumber, you know. I'd rather be simplified and have more heart than have like all these words thrown at somebody.
Well, I mean,
I do feel that your album is like really concise, like because it's 10 songs.
Yeah. I like
They're
that
all
number,
really
yeah.
well written, and they're all really well planned out. Even the song that you have that says like every day I sound more like my father.
Oh yeah.
Like that song, I fucking love that song because by the end of the song, I had that in my head like a mantra. Like, you know,
things fall apart.
God wouldn't put things that I can't handle or whatever. It's just like, I totally relate to that. And it's true, your album is very clear, it's very concise, you have a message and you sent it. And I think that it's the perfect length and it's really, really good.
Well, thank you.
I love it. Yeah, you're welcome.
That's like I worked on that album like basically all of 2019, you know, and
nice.
I really boiled it down because I made a lot of music in 2019, but Business Casual is like the culmination. Like I like the number 10 for some reason. I think it's a clean number,
round.
You know, all self-produced. Like it's all fucking like this is, you know, the most boiled down version of what I did in 2019.
So you made all the beats too?
I made all the beats on.
That's
Business.
incredible. Good job. Wow.
Dude, that's
you.
wild.
That's
really
real
wild.
Man.
Yeah.
That's I mean that's just a nice little piece of you, dude. That's
right. This album is a real cutout of my heart from 2019, from the writing. Like, I recorded myself, I mastered myself.
Yeah.
You know, and every year I get better at it. You know.
You're always learning.
Yeah. So it's like this is a real like showcase of like what I do when it's just me in my zone.
That's cool to hear you say that because I when I write, I try to with my series Destiny New York, I do try to make every volume just the epitome of what I was at the time that I was writing it, right? Like that volume, like say volume 3, which I put out this year, will represent my entire life last year. Everything that I was thinking about and worried about and sad about or hopeful about was in that book. And just to hear how you you know, you say that you recorded a bunch of music, but you also you whittled it down to that perfect representation of that time in your life.
Yeah, man. You know, 90% of making good art is making bad art.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to make some real shitty stuff to make like one thing you really like.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's like fucking running into a wall till it starts breaking down.
Until you go through the fucking platform 9 3/4, dude, you know?
Yeah.
And end up in fucking Hogwarts, man.
Oh, man. Fuck J.K. Rowling.
Oh, yeah? Oh, where am I?
I want to hear about that.
Turf. You know?
Why?
She's all trans exclusionary.
Really?
She's tweeting some wild shit,
Oh, what'd she say?
I don't know. I don't know the details. I think someone had, it was some dumb shit. Like, someone had lost their job because she, like, refused to use someone's pronouns.
Okay.
Which is just a dick move. Like, it's so fucking easy. Whether you believe it or not, like, it's...
Just be respectful.
It's
I
like,
would agree with that,
you know, lie for the sake of social acceptability. It's okay, you know? But JK, like, tweeted out in support of the woman who lost her job.
Okay.
You know? And basically, like, put a big middle finger to, like... I mean, let's be honest. Who supported the Harry Potter series more than, you know, the queer youth and, you know, the gays and everyone else in that little mixing pot? Yeah. Like, that's a really big market for her. So just for her to
That's strange for her to be that vocal about something like that.
Yeah. Like, what a fucking spit in the face to the people that, like, brought you to where you are.
Do you think that's going to, I wonder how these kind of controversies impact someone at her level, because she is. I mean,
I don't think she gives a shit.
Yeah, probably
she's
not.
She's made her money.
Yeah,
you know, and she's going
for
to
the rest of her life,
money.
she'll have money now.
Yeah.
Do you think that she could now continue to have a career in producing more art, even if she doesn't care about the money? Do you think that she's going to be able to function the same way now, or do you think that socially this is going to
like
impact?
canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think canceled is a real thing. But I also don't think
That's
this
why I
is-
quote it.
Yeah. This is clearly her. Harry Potter's clearly that series is her magnum opus.
Oh, dude.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Of
That's her
course.
fucking. It's not her swan song, but no one's swan song is as well reviewed and cherished as the shit that propelled them.
Right.
You know, so she's definitely gonna have a career filled with whatever successes they're gonna be filled with, but none of them are ever gonna touch Harry Potter, and that's not the fault of her cancellation. That's just that's the way it goes, baby. That's the life cycle of being
Oh,
a
I
creator.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy, Orson Scott Card, he's going to be remembered in two different ways. He's going to be remembered for Ender's Game. That's his magnum opus, and he's going to be remembered for having views that didn't really fit the era that he
What
was
did
in.
he believe?
Oh, he was super homophobic.
Cool.
Oh,
That's not cool at all.
Yeah,
It's-
no.
Damn.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
it's
That's
wild.
funny hearing. That's not. I don't know. I don't even know why that's funny. It's just
No, yeah. I mean,
just-
just having someone be
interesting,
such a picture of perfection, and then by the way, they're fucking a bigot.
Yeah, dude, yeah,
totally.
It's a nice little picture of life. It's an allegory of life, man. Everything seems perfect, but there's always going to be that
There's
one or
this
two
wrench.
fucked up thing that you cannot possibly
yeah, there's
ignore.
something creeping on
That's
there.
just every day, day in, day out.
Yeah, dude
beautiful.
who did Cerebus, Dave Sim.
Mm-hmm.
He started he started publishing essays in the back of his comics. And if this is not entirely accurate,
Right, whatever.
I'm just a fucking asshole.
It's not the Facts podcast.
Yeah, no, yeah. He started publishing essays about how different the female brain is to the male brain.
Bold.
And he
Real
doubled
bold.
and tripled and quadrupled down, and now that is he is putting out these comics that sort of satirize LGBTQ culture using the characters, and before this was just seen as a literary comics masterpiece, but now he's just going in.
But is it less of a literary comics masterpiece because of sometimes that little screw in the fucking potato salad that makes for a good gamble? You know
what?
It's the wild card.
I agree.
I mean,
because we've seen
not that I
guys-
support his art.
No.
Or rather, I should say, not that I support his views.
Yeah.
But I think part of growing up is accepting that really shitty people can make absolutely amazing
I
works
think
of art.
though that if
100%,
you're a really
yeah.
shitty person who's making great art, just leave it at the great art. You don't have to give
I mean,
your
it's
opinions
easier,
at the end of the
easier
art.
said than done.
I guess
Yeah,
you're right because
because
now you have
it
a
leaks out.
platform and people
It
listen
leaks out.
and you want them to hear you.
Yeah, you get drunk
Totally.
on power.
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
you'll see. Yeah, that's a good question. That I would have said no. That it does take away from his overall creation in the past, but just the truth is that when you bring up Lovecraft, right?
Yeah.
People are mostly talking about fucking Cthulhu. They're not talking about his racist shit.
And what about
He was racist, huh?
isn't the
Oh,
guy-
I'm not
yeah,
surprised. What
dude.
era was he writing in?
the 20s?
Bro, everyone's
Yeah.
a little racist. in the
Dude,
90s.
exactly. And this guy, Dave Sim, the truth is, he's very old. He's an old guy.
That's what I'm saying,
So people
bro.
are going to see it through a different lens.
Fucking-
In the future.
like
came
people
up like
that
that.
are
Yeah.
people
Or my-
from a different generation. It's really hard to change their perspective. It's really hard, and it's just
You get set in your ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, my dad...
Unless you want to
I'm not
change,
gonna say that
you're
on
not
the
going to
record, but
change.
my dad's a fucking... He's got some views.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's this old Nicaraguan man. He ain't even from this country,
Yeah.
let alone this day and age. It's just and everyone's dad or their granddad
Yep.
is a little bit of a, but I don't like those kind of folk. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. My dad's way more conservative than I am. I
Bro,
just grew up in a different
and do you
time than he did.
You're
I
gonna tell me
love
not
him.
to love my fucking dad?
Yeah.
Because he feels a certain way about whatever he
I
feels
totally-
about.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
He feels
Whatever.
ways.
I don't feel that
Fuck
way.
ever,
I still
bro.
love my dad. Yeah.
It's up to me to fix the lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
He's good. He's made his
He's
money.
honestly, yeah.
He's chilling, man.
Yeah, he said that
He's retired.
There's no reason to,
Yeah.
not have a connection with your dad.
And it's hard too
Yeah.
because you want to change the world and you want to but
you?
at the same time, we're the next generation. We're
Right.
the people that can change things and the people that
If you want
our
better,
parents
do
and
better.
stuff, they're
you
just
know?
here and they're living out the rest of their lives and they've lived their lives essentially.
And the truth is, someday we're going to be that old person
Exactly.
who society's looking at as man, they're stuck in their ways, dude.
Bro, I feel already there.
Yeah.
Like when you said every day you sound more like your father.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
man.
Good. Look at this full circle. I'd be writing. I
tying
write
it
real
back.
shit.
Yeah, your
Beautifully
music,
done.
your music
Yeah.
really ties to your
Nice.
life. That's what I really like about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, because I don't think of my dad as a bigot. He's just like a hardworking dude who is not down with the bullshit. You know, getting it done. That's how I feel. I'm just getting it done. I'm just, you know, no emotionality. Just what do I got to do? Cool, I'll be there.
Did you always feel that way about your dad, or is it a place that you've come to grow to?
With maturity and
No,
stuff.
definitely a place I came to. My dad's kind of a dick. You know, it's a cultural difference. He's not a dick. He's just, you know, well, he's a little bit of a dick. But it's, you know, it's a cultural difference. It's me growing up as a primarily American child from this, like.
Is your mom American?
She's Puerto Rican, so technically.
Okay.
But, you know, she's like first from Puerto Rico. And any first generation immigrant child will tell you that it's a complicated love you have for your parents because they have certain expectations and preset beliefs that they come into this country with, and then you're raised in a totally different environment under a totally different understanding, you know. So it's any first generation child will tell you it's a complicated relationship I have with my parents. Yeah. So in that sense, it is. But it's like you said, I've matured to a point where like I get that relationship now. It makes sense to me. Aziz Ansari actually did a episode of Master and None.
Love that show.
That really hit home for me in that you know, first generation immigrant child complicated love. And it wasn't even for a Latino family. It was for, he's like Indian or whatever, but also for an Asian family. And man, that was like such a perfect little picture of like that relationship. So if anyone out there wants to learn more about the complex nature of it, Master and None.
What a fucking show.
Hell yeah, that's a great show. We love that show.
Yeah, what a show.
I haven't finished it yet. I just started it recently.
So good.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, and it
stays
stays good. Yeah. I heavily relate to feeling that way about your father. You know, I remember trying to change my dad's views so much when I was young, and I just now looking back, it's funny to me. You know, like I remember.
It's silly to even try that.
Oh, it sure is. We had family movie night, and we were just talking about this with my mom.
Correct.
And dude, one day I picked as the movie fucking Fahrenheit 9/11 to just show my dad, like, listen, like
there's other views.
The Republicans aren't what you think they are, man. You know, and he the next day he put on my desk. He went online and he printed out. These articles where people who were in that movie were like retracting things they said, and he ordered a DVD Fahrenheit 9/11, and it's just like looking back, it's funny, but
I like
at the
that
time,
clap back though.
right?
I like that.
It was
He
pretty
was
fucking
arguing
G.
back
Yeah.
with you.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what you have to learn to appreciate as you get older. It's not the fact that he disagreed with me. Like look at the lengths he went
Yep.
to.
Yep.
You gotta respect that.
You really do.
What was your clap back? Fuck you, Dad.
Pretty much, dude. Yeah.
You got a nose piercing? Just
Yeah,
kidding.
right?
There you go.
Yeah, I dyed my hair brown, dude. Yeah, but the clapback that I had was to fucking just not watch it, you know? It was just to not watch it.
The classic.
In the
Yeah.
trash.
I mean, that's my clapback for like even non-confrontational messages. Like somebody will send me a song, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll check this out. As soon as I get home, never fucking do.
No.
Kind of feel bad now that I said that out loud though.
Well, no, I mean, the thing is,
It's not always true.
in you know, you're seen as an artist where anyone could click one of your songs and instantly see that you're about it, right?
Okay, cool, thank you.
The equivalent of that for me is that they'll see my name and search it and see, oh, he's been published. So people will see you and me
Send
as
you a
people who
comic
do
or
these
something.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get people asking me to like look at their shit all the time. And I imagine the same is true for you.
For sure.
And it's just, you know, it's not against them, but we can't do that. Or we'll be only doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's I mean, I'm afforded a small slither of mental energy every day, you know. So I have to, now that I'm playing Death Stranding, I have to balance that between my video game addiction and my creative output, and just clean up the apartment. You know, the dishes ain't gonna do themselves. So yeah, I mean, it's like I can't afford that, man.
Yeah.
It's like a 45-minute beat tape you sent me, bro. Send me a cut.
Yeah. Do you find yourself 'cause I used to get into a lot of arguments on Twitter and Facebook, and I've totally pulled back. I just I really just use it to post jokes now and just to fuck around.
Yeah.
Do you find how does social media fit into your creative life?
Without my creative life, I don't think I'd really even have social media.
Yo, bro, same.
You know, I fucking hate
Same,
it.
yeah.
It's a ball and chain. You know, it's a relationship I didn't ask for, but I can't break up with the bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking there, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I try. I engage. I look at it like, since I have to be in this environment, I'm gonna try to enjoy it. I'll share my memes. I'll post my shithead tweets.
Yeah.
You know, I'll have my little fun here and there. Find out which fucking Marvel character I am on Instagram.
Oh yeah, it like goes by your head now, right?
Yeah. So I'll have my fun with it. But yeah, if I wasn't a creative, I don't think I would have social media, because it's an invaluable outreach tool.
It really is.
You know, it's such a good communication
It's
with people who are
unfortunately
interested.
essential. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's like the same thing with the father thing. You know, I've come to terms with it. I understand what it is. I understand how. I was never really actually, that's a lie. I was a big Facebook argument guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just refreshing the page.
I beef online fucking
Over dumb shit, right?
Yeah, I can't
You know,
even.
you know the thing I discovered? It's never really, even when you win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it just
What's the
hangs
point?
over you.
Yep.
You're just thinking about it all day. Next 3 conversations you have, you bring it up, and the people are like, wow, you really care about this one.
Yeah.
Dude.
And in actuality, you don't really care all that much, do
And you
you?
don't want to.
You just
either.
want it to be right on the internet for, you know, you wanted that little internet crown.
I mean, I know, well, 2 things. One, I want to say about you, I have noticed something that I ask you all the time that is, I was thinking today, is a reflection on me and not you.
Whenever I know what it is.
Say it.
Whenever I'm on this, like this on the phone, texting, like fast, he goes, "Are you arguing online?"
Yeah, dude, every time. Yeah,
and I'm like, "No, I'm telling Cassie about my night."
And the answer is that...
But sometimes it's like, "Yeah, fuck this bitch."
Sometimes you are arguing.
Yeah.
It's like
because that's
1
how
out of
often I
10,
do
though.
it, is like, you know.
What's the last argument you had online? What was it about?
Bro.
Hit me with it.
Yeah, can you get into this?
I'll try to get into it without getting myself in fucking
If it's a
trouble.
contentious topic, we don't have to.
No, I recently left my job at Starbucks, and most recently I was angsty, and I posted a story about how happy I was to not be there. Somebody responded to that story who hadn't worked at my store for about 2 or 3 years, who I don't even know, I'm not in contact with anymore. But she responded to the story saying like, "Oh, funny things, everyone's so happy you're gone." # mutual feelings. So this bitch trying to start drama. I don't know her. I don't talk to her.
This is
nothing.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking something more general, but wow, that's
That's
deep.
internet.
Yeah.
The internet. But the reason that I bring it up is because it's because of the internet.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with her. She's irrelevant.
Yeah,
to
she
me.
would have no contact.
Child
I have
Diabetes.
no connections, no contact, nothing. But because she's still on my Snapchat and saw my story and was offended for some reason.
She reached out to you personally.
Oh, yeah.
via
Direct.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
And responded.
Whoa, bitch.
That's what
I
I'm
know.
saying, man.
Back up.
I
Yep.
know.
What the? I thought you posted
So then
a
I
story
respond.
or
I
like
go, I don't even know you, and I never did. And then I blocked her, and
Also,
then I
you're
proceeded
ugly.
to. Yeah,
What's her
she's
name?
a useless
What's that
bitch. I
bitch's
won't say
name?
her name, but if I see her,
What's it
I
rhyme
won't
with?
look at her because I can't.
What's it rhyme with? Give me
It
something.
rhymes with stupid hoe, and I'll tell you after the podcast. But
Damn.
I like
you
that.
a stupid hoe. You a stupid
bup,
hoe.
bup.
You a stupid hoe. But
fucking
no,
crazy.
but like, then I just proceeded to block and unfollow like everyone from that cog of the Starbucks machine.
Well, were you talking shit about like what were you saying?
Literally, I said, so glad that I don't work there anymore. And, like, some other shit. I was talking shit, but...
You said the store is dirty.
Yeah, the person that I was talking... Like, what I was talking shit about was nothing that actual... They wouldn't see, because they're not on my social media. Nothing. Like, it was just a vent, and I didn't think anyone would respond or whatever. But she did. And it is my bad for talking shit, like, after
Well, no,
I've been
it's not.
gone.
You didn't post like you weren't. I feel like Snapchat is a more inner circle outlet than like a Facebook or
That's
Instagram
the thing,
or
and I had
Twitter.
no
It's like
idea
a
that she
messenger
was
shit.
even
You get
still
personal
in my
on
inner
Snapchat,
circle
yeah.
or my outer circle. I literally didn't know that she followed
Yeah.
me still. So because of that, I'm like, internet drama fucks me up, whatever, delete everyone, block everyone, I'm
That's
moving
personal. I
on.
was thinking more like general shit,
Like political stuff.
Like, online debates, you know?
yeah.
I remember, like,
debates.
you
Yeah.
and I used to have some debates sometimes.
Yeah,
I would
did,
bring
yeah,
him
yeah.
into my debates because he's so much more like eloquent than I am. So he'd be
He's a
able to
writer.
explain it. more because I'd be
Yeah,
in
of
a
course.
rage and he'd be more in a calm state to
Hold
be
on,
able to be
just
like,
to interject, I will say that when we had our wedding and Amy read her vows, the guy who married us was my writing professor, and he said that hers
crazy.
was so much better than mine, dude.
Wow.
I'm a good writer.
Yeah, it's true.
I just am
It's
not.
true.
I
It's
just
true.
he's way more good at like the motivation.
Well, it's
part.
like it's probably maybe you have more of a poetic mind, whereas you have more of a novelist's mind.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
he'll have the
Which-
full
so like
picture.
in that kind of context, the poetic mind's gonna win in like this little spiel that you have to read before you give the smooch and put the rings on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's true.
So it's like I can make sense of that. But if there was a novel to be written about the relationship,
That's
I mean,
all me,
come
dude,
on,
yeah,
let's
that's all
see.
me.
Trophy.
We know who would win.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
But
Totally.
yeah, I mean, I used to actually, you know, I would enjoy talking to you.
Yeah, man, sometimes
about
it's
hip-hop.
fun.
Because the truth is that in the comics community, there's not much of that. Like, people don't really fuck with hip hop in comics that much. Like,
Also, people are very polite. You know,
sometimes, dude. Sometimes there are bullies out there. Like, there are those nerd bullies who like grew up as nerds,
love
and now
that.
they're like the popular kids who like wear like jean jackets and patches, and they're ready to fucking come at you, dude. But I enjoyed talking about like. But what's true is I noticed that here's the thing about myself. I do tend to exaggerate when I get into those
Yeah.
kind of debates. Like I remember telling you something like I said that Pusha T is like a. Like
oh yeah, I remember
like
how
a
wrong.
2
you
out
were
of
that
10
day.
artists.
I remember how
and
wrong you were.
2 out
like,
of 10. Are you
Yeah.
are you standing by that?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even, dude. I didn't mean
We'll
that
we'll
when I
reignite this
said
argument.
it. I didn't mean it when I said it. And
That's-
like, yeah,
That's the internet shit though, man.
Yeah.
You know, it puts you in a different mode in how you speak. And you know, I'm also just like I'm naturally like I'm the second youngest child, and the child younger than me is a girl. So I grew up with like 2 older brothers. You know, it's like how I communicate is a little bit of a shit talk kind
Yeah.
of you know affect.
same, same.
So it's like some people get it, some people don't. I've had people tell me I'm very rude.
But for real?
Yo, yeah.
Well, from what? Like just from a conversation like that?
You know, man, I remember I went on a date with this girl one time, and she used the word broad, like, oh, these broads over here.
Yeah.
And I was like,
My
wow,
dad,
that's
bro.
like some 40s vernacular.
It sure, I mean,
Like a little
hey,
light, like, you
it
know.
sure is. Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
And she was like, wow, you know, she like took it a little light ass jab like that, and she actually messaged me after the fact about how aggressive I was, and I was just like, bro, if that's how you feel.
Dude.
And I think she
Oh.
was even more taken aback to my response because I was like,
Abort.
all right, well, you know, we don't have to do this. We don't have to we don't have to talk or nothing. I understand. I respect your decision. I apologize that I offended you.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, no, wait. I mean, I just wanted to address it. I didn't want to, and you know. So it was such a weird fucking vibe I got off of something
That's a
like
fucking
that.
red flag too, dude.
And
you
I'll
know?
just fucking drop somebody. It's like, bro, I mean, my day's complicated enough.
Yeah.
It's cool. Don't talk to me then,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
If
that-
you don't like me, I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't want to like get into the specifics of this, but there was one person that Amy and I both knew, right? Who couldn't take a joke fucking ever, dude. There was one time where I warned Amy, right? Because we have this she has this big rat cage, and under it she has.
I love rats, but sensitive people, they have rats as pets.
Sorry, you know. She
You have rats?
Yeah, 3 of them. 3 of them.
Oh, man.
She has rats in the cage.
Makes
and
a lot of sense. I'll be
yeah.
honest.
Under it, she had this little squeaky corkboard type situation, and whenever she would clean the rat cage, she would leave the corkboard out because she had to like move around to get stuff, and the cats would go to it and chew on it, and I would hear squeak, 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 you know, and I have to go fix the situation and hide it from them so I wouldn't hear that annoying sound. And I told Amy that if it happens again, I'm gonna write a diss track to her, you know. Yeah.
It's out? You dropped it?
Well, watch this. It wasn't her when it happened. Someone else moved that and left the corkboard
This-
out. And I was like, Amy, it's fucking on. You know, I got bars for you. And then this other girl was like, oh, no, actually, it was me. So I was like, you were there when I told her what's going to happen. So now it's for you. I got
Is
some
it
fucking
out?
fire for you.
No,
I-
because it would be a
Working
disaster.
on it.
I have it written, right?
Yeah.
He
It's
wrote
here?
it. He wrote it. He rapped it to us.
Did you write it to the beat?
It was
I
funny.
did.
He wrote it to the
Like a
beat.
specific
It was a
beat?
good diss rap. It was funny. And this girl was so offended.
She cried.
She was crying.
She cried.
Yeah, she cried.
Is this a roommate of yours? What's the
Yeah,
situation?
she was our roommate.
She wouldn't even listen to because I sent it to the both of them on Snapchat from the other room. She wouldn't even look at it because she knew I was writing it.
This girl is
and
the
she heard
epitome
me.
of a red flag, though. So
Dude, she heard me with the beat, and she wouldn't even listen to the actual lyrics.
couldn't.
That's really fucking wow.
That's
She
clinically insane, right?
cried.
But that's probably what you would have been
I
headed
just feel
for.
bad for people like that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you? This is gonna be a hard life for you.
I mean that story about the whole broad thing is similar though, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
At least she
would happen
didn't
to you.
cry though, homegirl.
right.
That I was, it was a little awkward, but it wasn't like it was a clean cut.
Yeah.
That's a rusty cut.
But you need someone who can just like kind of keep up with your mode,
Yeah.
Amy and I kind of like roast each other sometimes,
Oh, all day.
For sure,
So
I mean,
and it's good. It's healthy.
fun because
that's
it's
love, dude.
Yeah, it's humor.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
like
I don't like you unless I'm making fun of you a little bit.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
just a fucking. I'm second youngest. I grew up with like two brothers, so
Yeah.
just by that,
That's love. That's
it's
fucking love,
complicated love.
Yeah.
First generation immigrant child. It's
Yeah.
fucking complicated love, man. It's a little harsher
Yeah.
than what a lot of people's love is.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Well, yeah. How so?
It's just aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know
Did
the
you
deal.
ever like fight or wrestle or anything?
I used to backyard wrestle. I got I don't know if this is the elbow. Is that the scar?
I see
Oh,
a scar.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah. It's that one.
I
yeah.
cracked my elbow on concrete backyard wrestling.
God.
Yeah,
God
shit.
damn.
I had to get a fucking surgery. I got a chipped bottom jaw
Yeah.
from wrestling on the playground. So I was a scrappy kid. Caught an elbow drop to the fucking jaw and went out for McDonald's after. I'm like, yo, it hurts to breathe right now.
I bet. how many surgeries have you gotten?
I think just the arm.
Just the arm, okay.
I don't think I've ever had any other surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to get one myself, dude.
Really? For what?
For an umbilical hernia.
Umbilical hernia.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, my dad growing up, he always had a beer belly,
Mm-hmm.
and in the beer belly, his belly button was like a super outie, and it always scared the fuck out of me.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, and it was a hernia.
I don't like that.
He had like a hernia in his outie, and I've always been scared of belly
In
buttons.
his Audi, like my car.
Yeah.
You got an Audi?
Yeah.
No. I have an Audi. She has an Audi. Yeah.
Yeah. Audi?
Yeah.
Crazy. I never even seen one.
Really? It's outside.
What? do you-
It's an Audi A5
okay.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing?
It's right there.
All right, bro.
Fucking so, I was always scared of getting one myself, getting a hernia. But I started to. It's like about 2 years ago. I started to work out more because I wanted to get in shape, and I was watching all these Hodge twins videos.
Oh, yeah, I love those guys.
Really? We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
We do
they're
too.
really
That's
funny.
cool.
Yeah, and I was like doing intermittent fasting, and like since I was always stuck home writing, I would like write a page, and then I would do an activity. Like I would lift, or I would
He'd go up and down the stairs.
down the stairs over and over.
Because we have stairs in our apartment.
My problem though was I would tuck my feet under the couch and do sit-ups until it hurt. And just one time I felt a little pop in my stomach.
Oof.
So I have, I mean, it's not, you can't even really see it, but I have.
No, you can't tell.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to go under the fucking knife and get a hernia fixed, dude.
When?
Probably early this year. Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't like
In the
set
next few months.
No.
What
Well, what's
happened
the-
is like it's been a weird thing because since I left from Starbucks and everything, we've changed our health insurance
How
and
recent
everything.
was that?
About a month.
Super recent.
Yeah.
Oh, so recent, yeah.
Wow, you were lighting that bitch up real recent.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I blocked her on all my
that
social
conversation
media.
happened 2 days ago.
I don't care. I'm like,
No
catch me
way.
outside, bitch.
That's
but
crazy.
that's how I am, I thrive on the drama and I'm trying to get over it. So
Do you have any like body horror fears or anything? Like, is there any part of your body or like a situation where like you like are scared of dying in a certain way or scared of some kind of surgery or anything?
like what would be your worst physical nightmare?
You know that scene in Kill Bill where like homie was walking into the hospital room and Beatrix is like under the door holding a knife, and then as he walks in, she just like fucking slashes the tendon right above the
right
on
the
the ankle.
Achilles heel.
Oh, the Achilles tendon.
And you see it like snap up.
Bro.
Oh my fucking God.
That sounds so painful, yeah.
You know, none of the gore I ever looked at really affected me too much, but like that scene, just
See, and
seeing
that's a
it like
movie that
snap
was
back.
in theaters.
Yo, there's this novel.
I got bad ankles too.
Oh, so that was super scary.
For me,
I
yeah.
I bet you felt it physically when you watched
Bro,
that shit.
I feel it now just talking about it.
Yeah. There's this novel, and it's so crazy that you mentioned this. It's translated from Japanese. I believe it's called Piercing or Pierce. It's about this guy who he has a good family. He, his wife just had a daughter, and he is obsessed with the idea of cutting someone's fucking Achilles tendon, and he just can't get
That's
it out
the
of his head.
whole. That's the premise
That's
of the whole fucking book.
story. Yep.
That's wow. These I've been reading some Japanese writers too.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers will write about anything.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
You know, it's like a short and fucking mean 120
Spoilers.
page
Does he
book.
do it?
You know what's crazy? I don't even fucking remember, but I think that he tries and something goes real bad.
Yeah, that sounds like a.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a boring book if it went perfect.
I'm going to put a little screenshot of the cover here, too.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it's like a
Nasty.
cartoon
Do you
cover.
remember the author?
I mean, I might get in trouble if I even try to say his name, to be honest.
Because you can't pronounce
See.
him.
Piercing Japanese. There we go. Piercing
Novel,
Japanese
yeah.
novel.
That's the one.
I'm going to have Amy say it. There it is.
Ryu. Where is it?
Oh.
Ryu Murakami.
Yeah, no, that's
not
very
hard.
easy to say. It was a film, too, that was released last year.
Not watching that.
Not watching that one.
Cool.
No.
Remember Human Centipede?
Dude, I've never seen that.
Me either.
I'll be
It
scared.
wasn't that crazy.
Really?
Oh, you
It was
saw it
more
first?
just gross than crazy.
I feel like you would watch it talking to us about how you like to gore and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It'd be something you would
I
like.
don't know. It was like I don't like shit. It was contrived. It was like trying to be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the third one, it was just like
There's
just,
3 of
I was
them?
about to say,
Holy
there's three.
shit.
Yeah. And every movie, it's the same premise. It's like, okay, remember the last one? This time he made it longer.
For real?
That's the only improvement. Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, oh my god. So he does the
So
same
it's more
thing.
humans?
By the third one, it's like a chain of like 20 folk just fucking, Ouroboros and out.
Dude,
I think they were doing the
Wait,
Ouroboros.
so does he sew them together? Is that what's up?
Yeah,
Okay.
ass to mouth.
Sews them. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's more of a surgical
Right, but I
process
didn't
to it.
I really didn't even look
Yeah.
into it that much because I'm just like, oh god.
And then they all have that big scene where it's like somebody's got to take a shit eventually.
oh, bro. It
and
makes my
then you get
chest
to
hurt.
watch the person like, oh, just fucking chest it,
Dude, that makes me nauseated just listening to you
For
do
real.
that.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, it's just trying to be gross. And
Right.
when you're just trying to be gross and you're not like you
It's
haven't,
like, come on,
it's
dude.
like you haven't earned that.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
So I enjoyed it far less than I thought I was gonna. I didn't even finish the third one. I'm like, this is dumb. I'm fucking out of here. Bro.
I mean, you got to 3, though. That's pretty wild.
yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They're not long. You should give it a shot.
So, we're wrapping
on.
up soon. I
Word
do
up.
want to ask, do you have any live shows coming up that you want to
Yeah.
promote?
No.
Because I would personally love to see you live.
Yeah,
again.
me
It's
too.
been-
I'll be
it's been a
posting
while.
about it. I did one last night. That was pretty fun. But no, not really. I'm trying to draw a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a balance. And I've been really slacking on like booking my own shows.
Yeah.
So it's like almost every time I perform, it's because someone asks me to perform.
Do you like it, or do you find that it takes energy that you would prefer to use elsewhere?
Definitely the latter. I don't love it. I'm trying to learn to be more comfortable with it, and I think I've actually I've been doing a lot better live. I don't really get stage fright. I just I don't know. It's such a fucking process, and you got to be there for like 5 hours, 4 hours.
Dude,
you know.
yeah. I mean, I heavily fucking relate. I feel
I'd rather be home, but that's also
Yeah.
not a good mentality to have. So like I'm trying to like discipline through that.
Yeah.
So I am looking to perform more, but I'm sure you'll tag my gram somewhere.
I will for
Totally.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like I'm always like when there is a show, I'll be posting about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amy
we'll
and
try to
I,
be there.
We go to these conventions where we just pretty much sit and talk to comics readers and try to pitch our stuff for them to buy,
Yeah.
or even signings. And dude, I'll tell you this: sometimes, I mean, you've heard me say this. On the way home, at least like maybe 1 out of every 5 shows. I'm like, why the fuck do I do this? You know, like
Yeah.
I don't like this.
It's
like,
really, it takes a lot of
It's
energy.
work.
yeah.
It's fucking work.
I prefer to be home doing the creative aspect, and honestly, I prefer. I mean, I'm not sure how you feel about this part, but sometimes when I'm writing, because in the past, writing was my side thing, my passion, while I did something else for a career. Well, not even a career, just a job. Like back when I was working at Borders, where I met Shannon. You know.
Rest in peace, Borders.
Yeah, rest in peace, Borders. I fucking love Borders.
Stole a lot of books
Yeah,
from there.
Shannon still
In my
hardcore
youth,
prefers it to
I put him out, bro.
Fuck.
Me and
You put him out
Bars.
of business. Damn, man.
Tag team. I got like 7 volumes of Berserk from for Borders. Yeah, man. I'm not proud of it.
R.I.P. Borders.
Oh, yeah,
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Borders.
Back then, I would be so excited to go home
I
and
used to
write.
steal from TJ
you know?
Maxx.
Oh,
But go ahead.
I would be so excited to go home and write that it was like my release. But now, since I'm writing so much, dude, sometimes when I go to answer emails or like do something that's so like mindless,
It's a break.
that's my release now. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird.
And that's too why he started playing Pokemon Go, because
Yeah.
since he works so
Oh, yeah,
hard
you
at
get
home.
down with that. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
fucking
he
do,
works
man.
so hard at home in front of the computer that it's his break to go out, go to Port Jeff,
Yeah.
walk around a little bit, get his Pokemon.
It's a good reason to
in.
be active too for
Definitely.
a sedentary sort of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
career.
mad fun.
And now they said I can't lift at all because of this hernia. That
Especially before the
make it
surgery.
Well, you know,
worse.
if you're trying to lose weight, it's really not about lifting anyway. It's about that cardio.
And that's why we're
that's good to
walking
hear.
so
It's good to
much.
hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
And even like they say only like after the first like 30 minutes or so of cardio, you're just burning muscle at that point. So it's like if you can, that's what I do. Like I'll just go. Not that I'm some fucking picture of fitness, you know.
But you look good.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. But it's just 30 minutes of cardio. If you just, you know, do you have like a gym membership?
We do.
Yeah, we do.
We do. We
but I
haven't
don't
actually
use it, to be
started
honest.
using it because the
The back
reason
of my
he bought me
phone
the
is,
gym is because of the pool.
My gym login.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Beep, beep.
smart. That's smart.
That's really smart.
Because
Yeah.
I try to go, you know.
I mean, what I do honestly is I love to just go, and my ideal is to walk around nonstop and play Pokemon Go for 3 hours
Dude,
a day.
he'll go to
Oh,
the
well, that's-
city.
yeah,
He'll
that's
go to
pretty
the
active.
city
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
and he'll walk like 12 miles.
Yeah,
Fucking A.
It's wild.
Good.
So
Yeah, because
yes.
that's the key, man. It's diet and cardio.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
The lifting shit.
The
is-
diet part's the hard part, though, man. You know,
We both
tastes
really
good.
love food. We
Yeah.
have HelloFresh and stuff, so we've been doing better than before. Like, we used to go out more, but now he cooks HelloFresh and stuff. But it's true, like, every time he's like, hey, do you want to go out? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go on a date, you know? Like, I love to eat out, and we
It's hard
love
not to.
food, yeah, so...
You can go to healthier spots though. Like,
Definitely,
What are
yeah.
your spots to go out and eat?
We usually go to
Look at your
Miller's.
face. Healthier spots, huh?
That's the thing is, like, we want it to be good, you know? But, like, we go to
Yeah.
Miller's Ale House.
Okay, well,
We'll go to, like...
yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's a
we
good.
always-
It's a fun night. You
Dude,
know?
our favorite place is Chick-fil-A though.
yeah. Yeah, did you
Especially
get the
lately,
announcement?
because like they announced that they weren't like supporting anti-LGBTQ anymore.
Yeah.
So
Dude, the
like in the last
neutral.
few months,
Going
dude,
neutral,
we've
huh?
been going fucking Chick-fil-A
man.
hard. Their mac and cheese is so good.
I'm lactose intolerant. I mean, I had that
Ooh,
pizza,
so that'll help for you.
but not all cheese hits me the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, yeah. I hope that pizza didn't get you in trouble.
No, mozzarella cheese is
Okay.
good for some reason.
Oh,
I
so it's
don't
like
really.
cheddar and.
It's
yeah.
like that mac and cheese cheddar, like
The more yellow it is, the more I stay away.
Word.
Oh, gotcha.
And the blue cheese has hit me pretty hard, but for some
Word.
reason the mozz doesn't really fuck with me too much. I'll probably fart pretty bad later though.
Hey, that's just air, though, man.
yeah, that's just
You know?
that's just
That's just a good
lactose
time.
in general.
That's just
You
a
don't
good
even have to
time.
be lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Have you had that new Popeye sandwich?
No, I really haven't been to. I don't really fuck with fast food, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I try to avoid it, and
Yeah.
you know, sometimes when you avoid something for so long, you're not like. I don't want to use the word addicted because I don't think it's that serious.
But kind of, yeah, though, because
but
like,
once you get over that hump of desire, you know, you no longer you no
100%.
longer
Totally.
want it. It's like it becomes so like, it's like soda. Like when I stopped drinking soda, like for the first couple months, it was like this is fucking trash. You know, I want to have a soda, but at this point where it's been years, I never want a soda. I
Yep.
never have soda.
dude, that's
you know what I'm
awesome.
saying?
Because soda, like, I've heard of so many people cutting soda out of their diet, and it
Yeah.
just do so well for them because it's,
Kidney stones, bro.
dude.
Fuck.
That's
that.
serious.
I was in the emergency
I'd rather
room
die.
because of like kidney shit a year ago.
It was rough.
It was fucked up, man.
Yeah, but I remember when we lived in San Diego for a while, I fell in love with this Mexican food place.
Roberto's.
And I I fully stopped eating fast food, and then on our road trip from California to New York to move here, we
That's
pretty
a long
much.
trip.
Oh yeah, it was.
I didn't even know you guys. So you guys aren't even Long Island natives.
He is.
I am.
This is his mom's house, and he grew up here.
Right.
But I grew up in San Diego. But when he moved to San Diego briefly, is when I met him because we worked at Starbucks together. So then we started
Bucks.
dating, and then I moved in with him, and then we moved back here to be closer to her.
Sorry to hijack your story though.
Back.
No.
Oh no, yeah. It's I mean, it's just to sort of to agree with what you said about how it is a cycle. You know, like I stopped eating that for a while because I preferred something else, and then when we came out here and there was no real good Mexican food, even then it was a while before I dipped back into fast food at all because it wasn't in my system. And it really is like it's like you get a taste of it and then you crave more of it, and then it becomes normal for you to do. You know.
Totally.
And
it's so fast and easy.
Yeah,
Like
it's just so convenient, but there's like a shame that lingers in me when I put down like one of these greasy ass chicken sandwiches.
Even me too.
I don't
Like
even
I'm
really
like,
eat
damn,
red
are they
meat.
gonna recognize me at
Just
McDonald's?
chicken, yeah. I mean, like I'll eat it. I'll have a steak or whatever. But it's been a long time since I've like gone out of my way to have a piece of red meat. I'll probably have like less than one piece of red meat a month.
Wow.
You know, if that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Would
good.
you eat
Thanks.
those photos of the elk meat that Joe Rogan posts?
Oh, dude,
Joe Rogan's going on an all meat diet.
I was just listening to him talk about this on a podcast.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of my best friend Cassie. She's a vegan.
Yeah, he goes a little too hard on that.
But he
But-
hunts his own, cooks his own.
But I would,
He's hardcore, man.
I would try that shit.
It's like a
in
hobby.
Those pictures look delicious.
Eating
little
is like
fucking
his hobby.
jalapeno slices.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hobbies.
I would love to go to dinner at Joe Rogan's.
Bro. Yeah. One day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, dude, seriously, I really believe in your music, you know? I think that you're
Thank you, man.
an amazing creator.
I agree.
And here's the truth. We would have someone on the podcast whose music we didn't really fuck with, but we wouldn't tell them that the music is great. Your music is great.
That's true.
I really fuck
We're
with
here
your
to support, but
I'm about to
we
look
really
through
liked
all
your
the
album.
music artists that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had on the
yeah.
podcast.
Not too many, I don't think.
No, yeah, but we both really like your music. You know?
Definitely.
That last
Thanks,
album
man.
is a fucking...
It's fire.
It's a
yeah,
gem.
it really
It's
is
a
good.
gem.
Appreciate
I
that.
think anyone listening to the podcast should definitely. We're gonna link the Spotify album and everything like that. So
Yeah, if you
they
link the
can find 'em.
website, it goes the front page of the website is a bunch of options for
Oh, yeah.
streaming.
Cool.
You know, so OnoDeraRenee.com.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you're doing your thing, man.
Working, man.
I'm super
I'm
super
trying.
excited for you because you're really good.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
word.
much.
Yeah, and for sure, everyone, please go check this man's music out. The album is Business Casual. It's streaming now on pretty much all those platforms, huh?
All platforms.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for coming and doing this, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
totally.
Cruising down the street in my 2004 Honda. I done had about 5 coffees. I drink that shit like it's water. You can see it in my eyes. I ain't been sleeping for nada. Floating high off potent. Feet won't touch the flow like it's lava. I pick these flowers for your bitch. I hear she's quick to impress. Spend some change to change her attitude. She's quick to impress. Apologize, no compromises. Ride or die and no less. Somehow these lames all miss the message. Blessings, wish y'all the best. I'm only fucking with commas.